issues related to online support, cybersecurity, if you can call it like that. So, we provide tools and resources. We do capacity building and to ensure safe online experience for everyone. So today I'm going to take you through two sessions. One um, is the one for digital rights. So maybe before you protect yourself, you need to first know your roles as a person or as an online user on what you should do and what you shouldn't do, because some people abuse other people's rights online because they don't know that they're not supposed to do that, and so on. And then the last session will be about just basic cybersecurity or online safety. So, and we always encourage, when we do training like this, we encourage you, do not keep the knowledge to yourself. You spread it. It's like a gospel. The numbers are increasing every day online, and so if you got the message you have learned, go and spread it so that other people can protect themselves online and so on. So that is all about me. Maybe what I didn't say is my profession. I'm a cybersecurity professional. Yes. So that's all from me. I don't know, Vida, should we let people introduce themselves, or what do you think? Hello, Vida.
Yes, maybe let them just introduce themselves in the chat box because it will take long.
Oh, okay. So you introduce yourself in the chat box where you're from, and yeah, and so on. So let me start sharing my screen. So weird accent. Okay. Sorry guys, I don't know why my internet is unstable. I'm bringing. I'm sharing my screen. Hello.
Yes, Arik,
Bad.
have you shared the screen?
Yeah, I'm trying to share, but my internet is really showing off, if I can use that word.
You just keep trying. Sometimes we need just patience. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have started the session for those who have just joined, and we're asking everyone to introduce themselves in the chat box so that we get to know ourselves and also get to say our names as we interact. I'm happy to see a couple of guys, Samuel Lokule from Yei. We have Justin Simon Winai, he's living in Kenya. And yeah, Arik, I think we are seeing the screen and you're good to go.
Perfecto. Hey. So we have people from outside South Sudan in the training.
Yeah. I think we have people joining from
Oh,
Uganda, and we have one person from
oh,
Kenya.
this is brilliant, man. So Vida, I'm mainly going to focus on the training, yeah. So maybe in case of anything,
Yes.
I have minimized the Zoom. All right, just a minute.
Okay, no problem. In case of any questions, I will let you know. You just put your
Yeah,
presentation slideshow.
yeah. All right. So as I said before, as well, if I'm not audible enough or if you cannot hear me, please raise that concern in the comment section. Yes. So as I said, the goal of this is like you not maybe you might not learn everything, but you learn basic notions for understanding of the sphere of digital rights, depending on what your background is in some areas or things that are not entirely new. However, if you are new to the topic, please, uh, this is the right. All right, my voice is clear. So the internet, but um, I believe all of you are on the internet. That's why you are able to join the call here, which is very good. Which is very good. So, just like outside or offline, let me say, there are human rights that we must uh, accept. When it comes to religious terms, there are, for example, for Christians, there are 10 commandments. So they say you have to obey this. So the same outside, we have laws that govern us that we must respect. So you do not want to abuse others as well as you do not want other people to abuse yours. So in that case, it promote harmony. And so online space be like that. You shouldn't abuse anyone's right, and so no one should abuse your right. And there are people who do not know their online rights and their responsibilities. Yes, and the online platform or the internet has become a huge part of our lives. It's not going away, and we're just getting started, and it's going to be more. So that's why it is important. It has become part of our life. It makes everything so easy. Communication, I can't even explain it because this is what we're doing right now. So so now you know what the internet is, or we look like, let's say, uh just a minute. So we are creating conduct online shaping, socializing, sharing information, our digital rights, particularly the rights, privacy, and freedom of expression are becoming more important. We need to understand how our data is being used, not to government, companies, and internet giants such as Facebook, Google, and fairly and so or share without our consent. So there are people who don't uh, data shouldn't be shared, or maybe some people just create their account. So if you have created an account, you don't care what the platform will do with your data. So this is you have to know that if you have shared, you have trusted those people with it, and they should without your consent. Uh, by the time we reach now, everyone will know that you have complaints about platforms that we're using. It's just like maybe with your social media, can I say social media No, no, you're all the pad you're using. For example, you will not allow if, for example, a mobile operator like then give someone. My voice keeps on breaking. Okay, let me try to really rectify this. So give someone your details so that your SIM you. Hello.
Oh, sorry, we lost Arik, and I think he should be changing his internet connectivity and be able to bounce back shortly. And let us exercise patience as he gets back. I hope all of you are starting to pick a few things here and there. So maybe we can just sort of discuss as we wait for him to come back. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think are digital rights, or what are some of the examples of digital rights that you have come across? You can raise your hand using the raise hand function and tell us what do you think digital rights are, and also some examples of digital rights. You can raise your hand if you want to share something as we wait for the trainer to get back. Let us talk. There's a function for raising your hand on your phone or computer if you are joining a meeting using a phone or computer. Oh, yeah, I see Arik is back.
Hello.
Arik, you're welcome back. Are you getting me?
I fine.
Okay, over to you then.
Yeah. Network. That so let my screen load. Hello. I'm sharing my screen. Oh, God.
Looks like we lost Arik again. And yeah, so we might need to wait a little bit longer as he bounces back. Most of us should be facing the same challenges of internet if you're joining from Juba, especially. Um, yeah, so we can still get back to the questions I asked earlier. What do you think are digital rights according to you, or according to what you've heard, or according to what you have read? And what are some of the examples of digital rights that citizens of the internet have? I see Arik is back. Arik, you're welcome back. You might need to change your connection. If you're using MTN, try changing to digital. Or if you're using digital, try changing to MTN. It might help.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, 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 we can see the screen.
Transition to the next. So examples of digital rights. I have explained to you what digital rights are, and the importance of us knowing the digital rights. So the examples of digital rights: you have right to access and use computers or any other electronic device. That is right. To access and use digital content, for a video or maybe or an audio that is on the internet. The right to that. You have the right to create digital media. That is privacy digital communities. So you have the right. So you have the right to privacy. You have the right to express your ideas, just like you have right to privacy offline. You have the right to privacy online as well. You have the right to express your ideas and opinion openly. Like no one should say, don't say these are or your idea is not allowed. Like that's not allowed. And maybe that is what the new of Twitter trying to do. He wants everyone to speak, but and maybe he has some people he blocked. So I don't know if he will unblock them. But he says he wants Twitter free, that anyone can say what they want without being censored. So you have the right to report anyone or anything that seems inappropriate. For example, if someone shares pornographic content that is not supposed to be shared, traffic content, let's just say that, then you have to report. You have to also to report anyone you see that is bullying another person online. So that is your right as well. So if I come to, let's say, just going a little bit into what I've just said. So maintain your privacy. Do not share personal information online, private information. So for you to ensure that the right to privacy is met, you as a person, please, if you're not talking, then please mute yourself. Maintain your privacy. So you have to start at you first. Start it. Make sure you do not share your personal information. So if you start it, then nothing else should do. Don't share your personal information. You're not sharing it. So then access only the technology when you are supposed to. Ground rules may you are supposed to. Ground rules may need to be just test because you are supposed to access. Access it, use it, don't abuse anything.
I think, are you there? Looks like we have lost your audio connection. You're welcome back. We lost you a bit. You need to share your screen again.
Yeah. Wow. Vida.
What's going on? What is going on?
What is on is that really bad. So
Arik,
then create, yeah.
is the network stable? Have you tried to change?
I have changed twice. When whenever it goes down, I switch to the other one, and then it's just behaving the same way.
Are you in your area, or you are in Shirikat?
I'm in Salata.
You are in your area. Maybe okay, but the rain has stopped.
Yeah, I don't know why.
But let us try once again. If it does not work, and then we need to find another way out. Yeah, but you can proceed now. You can proceed. You can proceed, Arik.
So, and then I'm trying to share, and then it's sending a request so much.
We are seeing the screen. The screen has been shared. We are seeing it.
Blog, wiki, or any other opinion or finding. So you write your findings, create articles, blog write-ups, and so on. So use technology to gather information, communicate, or just to have fun, but do not use to abuse others' rights. Yes. And if you're having fun, do not let your fun abuse the right of others. So your responsibilities to use appropriate language and behavior when interacting with others, no to cyberbullying. So you can disagree without insulting the other person. That is a responsibility you must have as a digital citizen or as an online user. Respect the opinion and ideas of others. You can disagree, but
Hello, members. I don't know if I'm the only person facing this problem. I can't hear anyone talking.
hear me talking?
Yeah, now I can hear you, but not very clear.
Okay. Vida, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So what I can do is let me try to do some part of my presentation, and then let's see if your network will improve in the second hour. What do you think?
No, what I'm doing, yeah.
Mm, mm.
I've just come out of the room. Huh?
Mm.
I'm going to the car. Maybe the location is the issue.
Yeah, because now I see even you sound clearer than before.
Okay. So let me go to the.
Now clear. It's now clear. You continue. You just fine.
Yeah, let's see if this works.
This is weird.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Malual.
right. Okay, I'm very clear right now, Mush.
Yeah, you're
Very
clear.
clear. Very, very clear.
Okay, came to the car. So yeah. So let me try to reshare the screen again.
Are you working on your screen? Because we are not seeing anything.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
working
yeah,
on it.
yeah, we're good now.
All right, fine. So I was explaining that use appropriate language and behavior when interacting with others online. So meaning no to cyberbullying. Respect the opinion and ideas of others. Don't always think you're right all the time. You can disagree, but politely. Do not use or share others' work without permission. This one is very common with us, especially when it comes to YouTube. People shoot their videos, you go and download the video and then you re-upload it. That is very bad. You're not allowed to do that. When maybe you will have copyright law, then and then someone put a claim upon the content you have uploaded and it's not your content, but you uploaded it just because you wanted views and it's not your work, then your video will be taken down, or if it's an audio, or even if it is a beat or music beat that you sample in your song and it is for someone else, then definitely you will also lose that content because it has someone else's work. And then obey all intellectual property. So I was asking you, what do you understand by intellectual property? Who understands intellectual property? What is it according to you? What is intellectual property? Who can answer that? Who can answer that? Okay, to save time, intellectual property is a category of property that includes intangible creations of human intellect. There are many types of intellectual property, and some countries recognize more than others. So in other countries, there are some that are examples of intellectual property, or that some that are recognized as intellectual property, and then others are not recognized. Someone's logo, yeah, I can say that. Then trademarks, you will understand trademark. Copyrights, anything that you have copyrighted, that it's mine. So if it is a slogan, yeah, even if it is a slogan, but you're the one who came up with it and you have copyrighted it, no one else should use it without your authorization, and so on. And then patents. Who understand patents? What are patents? Who understands patents? So a patent is a government granted monopoly to build, sell, and use invention, prevent others from doing it. So if you're issued a patent, it's usually good for, based on the country you're in, 20 years, your patent expires and anyone can copy, build, and sell your invention. In exchange for monopoly, you must disclose the details of your patent to the public or someone practice. So like the subject must be patentable, like design, congress, and other code. Your idea must be new, the idea must be useful, and your idea must be non-obvious. So it's part of the intellectual property. So if you go into patents, you can go and research. There are patents, there are examples of patents, there are utility patents, there are design patents, there are plant patents, and so on. Then trademarks are also examples. And then I also talk of copyrights, music, yeah. And follow rules and codes of conduct for any internet site. So every internet site has their own rules. So the community standards for Facebook are not the same as community standards for Twitter. There are those that Facebook take as offenses, and there are those that maybe on Twitter are allowed. So whatever side you're in, respect the community standards and so on. And then responsibility to report cyberbullying threats and inappropriate resources, use of digital resources. For example, if you see someone is being cyberbullied and then you keep quiet, you have no difference from someone that is actually doing it because you're condoning what they are doing. Otherwise, if you do not like what they're doing, you should report it or try to console the person that is that is a victim. Then utilize proper online etiquette. Like this is just an explanation, a deep explanation of what I have just talked about. So online etiquette, you try to be polite or respond, and then do what you think, do what you should not, you wouldn't want others to do to you. So I mean, so do not do what you wouldn't want others to do to you. Don't do it to anyone else as well. Give the author credit for the work you share. So if it is a quote, give the author credit. If it is any content that someone, give the person who came up with that credit. It's very nice. It's part of online etiquette. Then respectfully voice your opinion through a technological venue. Respectfully is a keyword there. Yes, you do not have to insult someone to make your opinion heard, to be heard. Then respect others' opinion or view on the internet. Accept that they say has meaningful, and then explain why you disagree. I talked about that earlier as well. So these are keywords that are just being explained. Then stand against cyberbullying. I talked about that. Then the right to privacy. So the right to privacy, I said before that you have to start it yourself before you let others come and respect your right to privacy. It's like, when you have a house and then you shower outside, you do not construct a bathroom where you shower, or you can go and take a bath and no one is seeing you. So if you go and bath, like those people who usually bath at the riverside, these people do not want their privacy. Like they don't care about their privacy. So if they don't care about their privacy, you cannot close your eyes if you are passing around. You understand? If your eyes see it, they have seen it, and no one will say, why are you seeing? And these people are doing it in an open place. So you understand? So if you're exposing your privacy things, and then you should not expect others to do the same. But although it's not right for your privacy to be violated. So sometimes seem to be a flip side of the right of freedom of expression, while freedom of expression is typically about facilitating access to and disseminating information. Privacy is often about choosing what information wants to avoid being shared. You understand? So play a role in facilitating the right to freedom of expression, for instance, by allowing individuals to share views anonymously in circumstances where they may fear or where there is censorship, assuming in that country. For those view, allowing whistleblowers to make protected disclosure, and by enabling members of the media. Please mute yourself. If you're not the one, I'm the one talking. Securely communicate securely beyond the reach of unlawful government interception. So data protection laws are aimed at protecting and safeguarding the processing of personal information. So as much as the law is in place, you have to make sure you protect yours first. And then if it is in the hand of the other person, and then that person discloses your data, failing their mandate that they're supposed to do, then there the law will come and help you out. But it has to start with you. So this is the same thing. So here in South Sudan, our data law is still under review. Data protection bill is still under review. It's not yet signed. So possible digital rights breaches or offenses, hate speech. So if you participate in hate speech, then you are a digital right abuser. Cyberbullying. You putting something out in an effort to degrade them, to shame them, to make fun of them. That is cyberbullying, is a serious abuse, and in the provisional order that we're going to talk about a little bit later on, it is punishable by law, and you will face a lot of consequences. So then talk of defamation. So defamation is usually like defaming someone who is famous, but unfortunately, people here in South Sudan, like, everyone say that you're defaming me, but you're not famous in the first place. So if you're not famous, you say that you're cyberbullying me. Yeah, that's how I understand it. And then harassment, it also falls under, let's say, cyberbullying. Shouldn't harass anyone online. Privacy breaching, like hacking, someone having access to your Facebook account or your inbox is not allowed. That is also against the law. And then fake news, misinformation, disinformation, and propaganda. This is what Vida will talk about tomorrow, is also an abuse of digital right, because you are feeding your followers or people that follow you with information that is not right. Then the other cyber crimes, like distribution or making the information unavailable for you, modifying information. For now, you just have to wait a little bit. Maybe if it falls under cyberbullying, because cyberbullying is under the provisional order, the computer misuse. Yes. So yeah, you can. But for now, you just have to wait, and we hope that the government finish with the review soon and it is put in place. Yes. So now, talking about all those things, you might ask, like, who am I even? Why you're a digital citizen? So digital citizenship refers to the responsible use of technology by anyone who uses computer, the internet, and digital device to engage with society on any level. So if those rights are rights of a digital citizen, just like the rights or the human rights are rights of citizens of any country. So these rights are rights of any citizen that, or let's say any online citizen or any online user or any digital native, let's say that. So the meaning of digital can't be understood without understanding effective social participation, effective social participation in the digital sphere, respect human rights and dignity through the responsible use of technology. A good digital citizen is one who is able to identify the critical need for digital citizenship in a virtually connected world and take steps toward learning and relearning their role in society as a digital citizen. So it can also be defined as a successful and positive engagement with digital technologies if you're not understanding the other one. So the meaning of digital, let's say this is the same thing. So who is a digital citizen? Why is it important? Why is digital citizenship in it makes it possible to acquire knowledge. You're learning online right now, so this is one advantage. You can critique it as well. So if there is a question there is something you are not getting it, or I'm explaining it to you and you understand it in a different way, you have the right to say, no, it's not supposed to be like this, and so on. A good digital citizen can use digital technology to not only lead a secure and smart life themselves, but also encourage others. So in the beginning, I told you guys that please do not go and sit on this knowledge. Go and share it, spread the gospel, let other people know, so that we can use the internet safely, all of us. Yes. So be an ambassador after learning this. So digital citizenship can reduce discrimination and bring people from different and diverse backgrounds to work together. So for example, I just explained to you your rights as an internet user or as a digital citizen. So if I tell you that please do not abuse other people's rights, disagree respectfully, then eventually you will get to coexist with people from the diverse backgrounds, share your ideas, disagree, and then continue being friends. So digital citizenship for students has the potential to transform education. It has already transformed education, and you can all agree with me on this, especially during the pandemic. Everything shifted to online. And then responsible digital citizenship can harness several elements of digital to build closer and more connected communities that are more aware of what unite them. Nowadays, people interact through live shows, discuss ideas that will bring development or that will uh, enhance more cohesion among people or communities through the use of digital citizenship. Then elements of digital citizenship. So let's say digital access. This involves the ability to reach out to others and access information in multiple formats using technology. Digital access is all about bridging the gap between the digital apps and the the have nots, and those that, what I mean, the digital have, those ones that have smartphones and those that do not have or that are not online. So you also encourage people to have, so that they can access information easily. Like nowadays, it's very hard, like for people to watch TV or listen to radio, especially if you're using social media like Facebook. You find everything on your newsfeed. You open it, you read it, and you have trusted sources that you always look forward to get information from them. And then digital etiquette, this is all about treating other digital users, especially those on social media platform, with respect, acceptance, and empathy. Inappropriate behavior such as any form of discrimination or cyberbullying has no place within digital. So that is a serious element. I talked about it earlier. Then digital commerce, buying and selling of goods and services using digital technology must be transparent, timely, and tailored for the customer's needs and specification. However, we are facing a challenge because there's so many scammers that are abusing this element of digital citizenship. Literacy, to be digitally literate, is to have a basic level of competence and proficiency in using the software, such as creating an account on a website, sending an email, or this is something that is also needs our attention. If you know this stuff, always pay attention, and then try to help people so that they can also be digitally literate. And yeah, you spread the knowledge. The most, then the digital law, the most technical and specialized aspect of the 9 elements, or let's of these elements, is digital law, which encompasses the rules or guideline within which all entities are supposed to interact and function in a digital environment. So I talked of the data protection bill being under review, and then the computer misuse and the cybercrime and computer misuse. So they all fall under this element. Yeah, and I explain them. Maybe we'll talk about the cybercrime and computer misuse a little bit. Then communication include all the possible platform and pathways in which digital users can communicate online, including but not restricted to social media, emails, game, and virtual calls. And voice over IP. Let's say WhatsApp qualified to be voice over IP. Yeah. So digital citizenship examples. Examples can range from a simple to the complex, from beginning to the consequential. A simple digital citizenship examples are listed. So learn how to download. So learning how to download a software and use it to protect one's device, that is a trait. Building a system of guidelines and protocols for safeguarding privacy before launching a virtual interaction, featuring participants from across the world. So like maybe Vida is the host here. So what Vida did when he was arranging this, he made sure that some things are ticked. He made sure that security features are turned on so that no one will be getting information or your information wrongly, or maybe without your consent, you understand? So no one will be dropping what we are saying and so on. developing and teaching a leadership course online as part of digital citizenship for students. Let's say like what we're doing now, reporting bullies and trolls on social media and blocking users who send inappropriate content on the private chat. This is also nice. Unfortunately, the good thing is that we do not have such people here, so it's very good. The legal framework in South Sudan. A little bit now about that. There are 3 mobile operators and 24 licensed internet service providers in South Sudan. So the internet penetration is estimated at 16.8% and of the country's population. So we all agree that this one will change in due time. Then South Sudan has recently enacted the Cybercrime and Computer Misuse Provisional Order 2021 in May. So although it's not a complete thing, but it is the beginning. So which is good. It shows that we understand this thing and we understand that it has become part of our life. So we are moving toward the right direction. Article 22 of the Transitional Constitution of South Sudan guarantees the right to privacy. So the right to privacy, that one, I think generalize it, be it offline or online. Then South Sudan has also ratified the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights that provide for the right to privacy under Article 17. The African Charter on Human and People's Rights, whose Article 5 for the right to respect one's dignity, which include the right to privacy, goes back to privacy. However, South Sudan is yet to sign and ratify the African Union Convention on cyber security and personal data protection. So like I say, the provisional order is not a complete thing. And then the data protection law is under review. So by the time they're all in, then maybe we can go and say, we have something to present and then we are ready to sign this. Then cybercrime and computer misuse provisional order. So in the cybercrime and provisional order that I have been talking about, there are certain things they have said, like maybe bullying. So they give a little bit of a description, and then they also say they give the punishment that if you are found guilty. And they went ahead with it. There is a specialized court that was launched recently. I think it was last month, I think, or August. Yes, it was launched. So we're going into the right direction. So as a digital citizen or as an online user, you have to respect the right of others. If you don't know, maybe now you have known, and this content will be shared with you. And you can do more research on yourself. What are the digital rights and what should I do as an online user? So that you do not abuse the right of another person. And if someone abuses your right, you know this is your right, and then you react accordingly. And with the data protection law maybe still under review, maybe that's where we're going to be a little bit short. Yes, but up to here, that is all I can say about the digital right thing. I know I have been a little bit fast, but this was because of I could not stop to say, okay, ask questions and so on. So yeah. So maybe you can ask like few questions before we move to the cyber security part. All this time was wasted by the network. Otherwise, thank you. You can ask a question.
Well, thank you, Rick.
Excellent work. Yeah. So in case you have questions, please do raise your hand and we should be able to point you out to ask your questions. It's very important to ask questions. Yes, Manuel, your hand is up.
Oh, thank you. Well, Rick, thanks for the presentation. There's something that I didn't understand well, and it is about data protection bill.
Yes.
I'll request you to briefly say something about that.
Okay, thank you for your question. And Charles Agre, and then Modi.
Yes, hello everyone. I just have a simple question that I want to ask. How do we know if our digital rights are being respected?
Okay, how do you know if the digital rights are being respected?
Okay, good.
That's,
Thank you for the
yeah.
questions. And lastly, Modi Moses.
Okay, thanks for the chance. Yes, mine is, I don't know, do we have example of cases that were reported for people who have broken maybe some of these rights of others, and they are really apprehended and handled in court maybe in the last few years that we had? That is one. And then secondly, for example, Safetycom shares knowledge, for example, cybersecurity awareness on their pages. Now, me as a user, I want maybe my friends to also be learning from my side. And I go ahead and share what Safetycom have shared on their page, and I share. Am I breaking any law for doing so, or I'm not? Thank you.
Yeah, interesting question. Yeah, Eric, you can answer the three questions.
Yeah, okay. Let me start with the data protection bill. The data protection bill aims to provide protection of digital privacy to individuals or their personal data, specify the flow and usage of data, and create a relation of trust between the person and entities processing the data. I gave an example earlier on, but the network was very bad. Assuming now that you have your, you did a registration, you even took a picture when you bought a SIM card with your MTN or Zain or B Digital. So that is your personal data because you gave them your ID. They took your name, your date of birth, and then they took your picture as well. And then they took your ID number or your personal number that is in that. So them, this right, give them, let's say, give them pressure that now, if you have that data with you, make sure you protect it at all costs because someone else has trusted you to keep that information, and they gave that information to you so that they could get a service from you. So if they go and fail to do that, and then they give your information to another person. There is a journalist, by the way, maybe Bidan knows him. I'm not going to say his name, but he had a case with his ex-wife. His ex-wife went to one of the mobile operators and then renewed a number without the consent of the ex-husband. And then a lot of people knew this number. So the people were calling, and she was receiving calls on behalf of the ex-husband, insulting people, and including the new in-laws because the guy went and moved on. So he started calling people, insulting them on their behalf, and this guy got arrested by people that this woman has insulted. He got arrested, he got beaten, and he didn't know what was happening. And so he said, you have been insulting us. This is what you have been saying. Is this not your line? So who is the cause of the problem there? It's the guys who went and shared the data or allowed someone else to replace their line and give them the line. So there, they are not supposed to allow anyone to renew your line without you or to provide your details and claim that to be with you. I know that here we have a lot of people that are in villages that do not have jinsia or passport that they will be using. So sometime, but I don't know what the government is doing to solve that, but it is very common that people within here can just say I'm replacing this line. Okay, at the moment, there is a little bit of care or due care that these people are providing. That is one. Another one, assuming that your data has been taken and then someone went and created a profile using your name and then start abusing the government, or it starts or start committing crime using your identity. It means those people are putting you in trouble by giving out your data that you give them so that you access the service. So that is the meaning of that. So when the bill is in place, you have the right to go to court and say, these guys have abused my rights, and this is what this article of this data protection bill is saying. And then from there, they will be liable. They will pay and compensate for all your losses. That is what the data protection bill means. Someone asked that how do we know that our digital rights are being abused? Earlier on, there is where I point out to potential or digital right offenses. Yes. So if someone is being cyberbullied, cyberbullying, in other words, means most cases what Junubin do is that there are videos that usually come, or pornographic videos about people having sex. So you forward it. The moment you forward it, you're contributing to the cyberbullying, because people are going to laugh at the people that are committing the or engaging in that activity, and they will be mocked to an extent that someone will think of committing suicide because they are ashamed of what happened. So the moment you are distributing that content, that is cyber bullying, and you have abused someone's right by giving a wider audience to a video that was taken, I think, between two people, and they did not intend to make it public. Yes. So that is one way. Another way.
Arik, excuse me.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention something very small to help in that explanation you're giving.
Just a moment. Just a moment. You will add on.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and also people upload people's content without consent. If you go to YouTube now, you'll find that a lot of music videos in the old days are under channels that are not known by the artists who created those content. Yeah. When I offer to renew for someone's SIM card using my data, is that risky? It's not possible because the names are not the same, and so it will not be possible, let alone being risky. But if you try to do so, it means like you're trying to push away someone in push away someone in their real identity, and you want to replace it with yours, so it's not allowed. So you say you are a fraud, or what you want to do. So people upload other people's content, people publish people's work without giving credit. So those are the ways of digital rights being abused. People getting hacked. Hacking is, like I say, other cyber crimes before, is an abuse of digital rights. So if someone hack your account, then that person has abused your digital right. So which board is responsible for digital rights? So some of the things that I've said fall under the data protection bill, and then others fall under the computer misuse and cybercrime and computer misuse for provisional order. And there is a specialized prosecution in High Malakal right now. So, and then my brother Moses say that are there cases? I cannot say there are cases or there are no cases, but all I know that the provisional order was signed last year, and the specialized prosecution was just established recently near Lama Inn, if you are within High Malakal there.
Rick, how about the case of Mama Mia and the other minister last time?
That was the defamation, yes. But at that time, when the provisional order was not in place, so I don't know how they handle it. But I think before the provisional order came in place, people used to be choosy. They used to choose which case they are going to handle. People gamble a lot in this country. So if you are a known person and you have come with money, they will say we must arrest this person, even knowing that there is no law that is going to make that person account for. So people were just gambling. But now at least maybe if the person says that this person has abused my right like this, and this is what the article says, then that person will be arrested. And then you were saying that if you share content, so I said earlier on, if you share content, but you give credit. If you share content, no problem, but you give credit to the author. That's all. So You can share if you want your friends to learn, but you give credit to Safticom. Yes. So you can add what you wanted to add. Moses.
Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you. Sorry for that interruption. Something was just itching in my mind. That's why I wanted to get it out. It's a simple example to just demonstrate that breaching of personal data information or maybe rights to data protection. One time I went to buy some items from Melekia from another company, and then to facilitate the transaction and maybe follow up later on, we exchanged phone numbers. Then after some time, I came and received a phone call from someone else in the company and was trying to market his product from so and so. So when I checked, it happened that that guy is actually the one from whom I had bought some items one time. Then we exchanged numbers in the process for the purposes of follow-up. But now he went ahead to give my phone number to another company which was dealing in different products altogether. And that person, because he was hungry to get customers or what to advertise his products, started calling people randomly. Yeah. So I did not give permission for that client to distribute my phone number. Yeah, so I think that is also another way of breaching my data rights.
Yes, yes.
I don't know how you see that. Yeah. So I see it as the most simplest to demonstrate. Yeah. So even the mere sharing of phone numbers alone without consent. If you must share, you call back the person and say, I'm giving your number to so and so for such and such purposes. Is it okay? Yeah, so once you're granted permission, then you can go ahead to share the details of the phone numbers and the rest. Yeah, thank you. That's all I have.
Okay. You move to the next session, I think. Yeah. All right. The content will be
Rick,
shared.
you can move to the next session.
Okay.
In the meantime, I will be dropping the attendance sheet in the chat box, so you can please fill out your attendance for the day, and you put your number, be it MTN or Zain, to which your data refund will be sent. That will be tomorrow at the end of the session. So there should be consistency between the number you use today and the number you use tomorrow, because we are sort of going to collaborate the two.
All right. All right. Let me open the cybersecurity. Hello, guys. If there's any question that maybe you didn't ask, but those page admins, there are people who really download and then they upload. For example, as I'm trying to share, there is this artist called A. McDonald. He's based in Australia. So he uploaded his song in 2017, February. Someone, a certain Junib, went and downloaded the same music video and then uploaded it on his channel. And the song went viral on the other guy's channel, or he get more views. It has over 1 million views on that person's channel, but on the channel of the guy of the creator, it has like 46,000 views. So you see, they are benefiting using someone else's content. It's not right. You understand?
Arik, but the way they're supposed to do copyright on the video, right?
Yeah, but maybe they do not apply. Maybe the guy did not do it. He did not do it.
Because it is somehow technical, right?
Yeah, they did not do it, and some people just warn people only. They say, please do not re-upload this video.
Yeah, which is not right.
Maybe until we have the the copyright law in place.
Yeah, and also I feel they should also learn some of those technical things so that they're able to copyright.
It's not even hard. It's not even hard. But I think there is a body that is responsible for that. So that body is the one that should spearhead everything. So maybe the body is not here now. Anyway, let's jump into the cybersecurity part. So cybersecurity is a set of practices that are put in place or that is designed to protect network and devices from attacks, damage, or unauthorized access. Cybersecurity is essential for a lot of things: countries, military, hospital, large corporations, small businesses, and even on an individual level. And the one that we're mainly going to focus is on an individual level, and then people sometimes consider security to be a technical issue, and it can be bad, but considerable part of online safety involves simple, smart practices like choosing a good password. You hear that part, simple, smart practices like choosing a good password and then using your common sense at all the time. So this month, October, is a cybersecurity awareness month worldwide. It is commemorated, or where organizations, government, and individuals come together to remind themselves of the safety ways to live on or to stay online. You understand? So so that's why it is being celebrated out throughout the month. And we are here in South Sudan. We are doing it. Yesterday I was at Radio Miraya, and we are still going to be I think at Radio Miraya on Monday. Yeah, so we're encouraging people to really practice the right cyber hygiene so that they are protected online. You cannot say Facebook will protect me. Facebook do their part, but you have to do your part as a user, because hackers leverage so much on playing with your psychology through something called social engineering. So that's why this is important. So cybersecurity has principles, and those principles are the one that people try so much to achieve, to make sure that maybe you are on the right side of it. So the principles are three. There is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So the principle of confidentiality, this principle asserts that only authorized parties can access sensitive information and functions. Example, military secrets. So let's say that, or your hospital data. So if you go for an HIV test and then you find out that you are HIV positive, and if you do not want to share it, then you will not share it, or maybe the doctor is not allowed to share it unless you authorize them to share. So that information is confidential and should only be shared through authorization. Then integrity, the principles of integrity are that only authorized people can means and alter, add, or remove sensitive information from function. Example, user entering incorrect data into the database. That one is a little bit vague. So let's say, assuming, going back to the previous example, you have gone for a test, and then you got that you're actually negative, you're not positive. And then someone who hates you or wants you to to be mentally sick come and modify the information through the system of the doctor maybe, or through any other means, and then assuming maybe you were sent the results online or anything, then they alter it and then they make it positive when you are actually not positive. How you react to that is absolutely mind-blowing, and what you can even do something stupid. So only the person authorized to do that is supposed to do it, and those people who do that have their ethics, so and they should follow them. And then availability assert that system functions and data must be available on demand according to agreed upon parameters based on levels of service. Assuming you go to the ATM, you're supposed to withdraw money. ATM not working is an abuse of availability. So you should remove your money. Or if you are studying online, you not accessing the website of the school is an abuse of availability. So that is the meaning of all those three principles. So I have given example. Your ATM is a good example of secure information system. You expect your ATM system to have confidentiality, availability, and integrity. The amount of money in your account and ATM should be confidential. So no one should know your PIN. You expect your account balance information and cash should always be available from ATM. That one is also there. That meets availability. The account balance should be displayed by the ATM, and the amount of money dispensed by the machine must be accurate. In other words, have integrity. I think this one explains it better than the hospital example I gave. Passwords. So I said before, simple, smart practices like password. So password is a key to a lot of things that we do online, including your account, your Facebook account, your Twitter, your Gmail, and so on. Even your phone is locked by a password. So be it a biometric style or like a fingerprint, or be it like a pattern that you draw, or yes, or you just enter some numbers or a keyword. You understand? So that is password. So passwords are frequently targeted vulnerability in any system. A strong password for your network account or application is a basic protection mechanism. Creating simple generic password is easy, but not secure. Systems and websites have varying minimum standard for passwords. Do not follow the minimum. So what other website put, like if you're entering, they say still weak until maybe you have reached a certain number of and they give you guidelines that put capitalization here, put symbols, put at least one number, so and then put this length of characters. So they put those things to ensure that you absolutely have a password that is a little bit hard to guess. Yes. So if you see here some common passwords, people like using 123, 123, 456, ABC 123. You will, this document will be shared with you. So go and look through. If you find your password among this one, it is time to shame because it is bad. And hackers know that people are lazy when it comes to password. So if you do not use any of these, people will use their name plus the year of birth or your date of birth. Or if they don't use that, they'll use the name of their favorite sport team. So if you support Man City or Arsenal or Liverpool or Man U, you'll put that. And people come out of that based on information you post online. So you post someone or something so much, people say, this person is addicted to this or is obsessed with this. So we're going to try to guess this has his or her password. And then they usually get you. And what do? If they, assuming it's your Facebook, if they guess your password right and they're into your account, they can use your account to beg money, to take loans, to write defamatory stuff about other people that will really put your reputation on the line. So you look at this later on. If your password is there, change, please. So tips for creating a better password. Do not use familiar names. Avoid using common or easily researched facts about yourself, birthday, pet names, etc. I talked about that just a few minutes ago. And then familiar names, like don't use any word that is in the dictionary as well. Then, of course, there is an attack that is called brute force. So brute force can really put a lot of words together to try, and it does that in seconds. Yes. So if yours meets it, then it goes in. Avoid dictionary words. Why? Because software cracking program can be easily purchased. Simply exchange the letters for special characters or numbers. Example, football, or let's say foot. If you write football, you write it like this instead of football. The length and complexity of the password makes it a bit sufficiently more difficult for a hacker. So if it is difficult, then yeah. Protecting your password. Not only is it important to create strong password, but this password must be protected. So assuming below are just simple tips for protecting. Do not share your passwords. Your help desk does not need to know your password, as they have access to the other means to help you. For example, this one happens whereby people ask that please give me your password and username so that I can connect you to free data. You see, hackers, they leverage on some few things. Greed, you want free things or you want quick money. And then curiosity, they really write something that will trigger your curiosity and try to find out what is behind. And then from there, they will ask for your password in the process. And then since you want to find out so much, you will eventually give in a strong password that you have created, even if it is 50 letters. But if you give it in, you're giving it in. Like they'll just take it like the way you give it to them, then they log in as you. So that's why it is important not to share it with anyone. It should be extremely yours. Treat your password like a toothbrush. You don't share it with anyone. Yes? Do not write down your password and store it in workstation or where you work. Did you know that some companies will hire security firms to try and find password left by employees in their workstation to test their security policies and training? And even in some company, if they have policies and then you breach those policies, you'll be punished or you could lose your job because you're putting the company at risk. Passwords should not be stored in a computer file, because if the computer is hacked through other means, then those passwords will be used to access where they are not supposed to access. Do not reuse the same password on multiple accounts. For example, if your Facebook is hacked and you're using the same password for your banking, your online banking, then your online banking will be also accessed because hackers know that people are lazy and they like repeating password. And then there you lose a lot of money. So that's why. So social engineering. In computing, social engineering refers to the method of cyber criminal used to get victim to take some sort of questionable action, often involving breach of security, the sending of money, or giving up private information. Social engineering is always part of larger con, taking advantage of the fact that the perpetrators and their victims never have to meet face to face. That is one. The main objective usually involves getting the victim to give up username and password. So no matter how long or how complex your password is, they social engineer you or they play with your psychology until you give in your password. And then they say, thank you. Install malware on their device. So if they let you install malware, then the malware will be harvesting your password and then sending them to the hackers. Send money via electronic means by transfer, fund or other. This one has been happening, especially with those that are doing mobile money here on foreign lines. So they get called and then they say, you know what, I am from Safaricom or I'm from MTN Uganda. We notice your details are not complete. If you do not give us your some details now, we will block your line. So out of panic, you will panic. And then you don't want your line to be blocked. They'll either ask for money or they ask for personal information, including your PIN. So when you give them, they can empty your account. If you send them the money, they will say thank you, and then they will block you, like you will not be able to get them again. So authorize a malicious software, plugin extension, or third-party app, act as money mule for the purpose of laundering or transferring illicit funds. So those are the goals of social engineering. So types of social engineering. So phishing, smishing, man in the middle, access tailgating, scareware, pretexting, baiting, watering hole. Let's get into them one at a time before we look at how you can protect yourself. So phishing is where you get an email that looks to come from a legitimate source. For example, you can get an email that says, hello, we are email security. We noticed someone tried to log in into your account. Please confirm below if you still have access to your account. So now if you panic that maybe your account is about to be hacked and confirm on the link they have sent, then you will be asked to enter your password, your username and password, so that you confirm you still have access to account. Then from there, they will now hack your account because you have given them the details. So always verify that if that email come from the right source. We'll go into protection tips. Then phishing is like the example I just gave you. It's a voice phishing. People call you and then they say that, please, we are from this. So they can even, they might not be from mobile money, or they can just call you as a, they say we are from the internet service provider, or the one that provides you with Wi-Fi and so on. They say, we notice your, they will say, they come as tech support. They say, please, I am calling from, if it is Liquid or Muya or any other internet service provider, they say, I'm calling from Muya, and we notice your internet has become slow. So please press this and press this so that the internet improves. So in the process of you trying to help so that your internet speeds improves, then from there they will be you will be giving them access. You might be typing commands that will give them access to the system. So that is vishing. Then smishing is sending you an SMS. Then they say, from this, please update your phone using this link. Then they give you a link. So the moment you do it, you open that link, you will update, you will be installing malware or a backdoor to your phone, and then you will be hacked or your computer. Then man in the middle is where an hacker sits in between you and the network you're using, and then they will be snipping or seeing every information you are seeing, especially if it is a public Wi-Fi, where they can create a similar Wi-Fi with the same name like the one you're using, and then they'll kick you out in the one you are using. So once you try to reconnect, you'll connect to the Wi-Fi that is affected. And then from there, any information you are doing or you're browsing online, if you're accessing your Facebook, any information you're entering passes through him. He sees it, and then he can write it down and then tries to log in later on. They mainly do that to target online banking platforms. And then access tailgating is whereby someone deceives to be, okay, this one is physical. So the guy will come and access areas they are not supposed to access. For example, they'll come and pretend maybe they are carrying something, and if you where you are working is a place where people enter through using cards or control access. So you put some card or your ID at the door, be it biometric also, then you are given permission to go in. Then from there, you'll say, I'm from this department, I don't have my ID. And then you open for them the door. From there, they will be accessing premises they should not be accessing, and then whatever they do is absolutely up to them and could be costly. Then is scareware. Scareware is whereby you just get a pop-up from your computer and say, your computer is affected with virus. Please download this so that you fix this. So if you panic and you download it, then you're actually downloading the virus or the malware, the malicious software, and then they can harvest details, credentials, or they can delete your files. So that is another type of. Then pretexting is like building up a story. Maybe you've come across people usually send people email. They say, I don't communicate on Facebook, please email me. So when you email them, they come up with a very perfect pretext story, and then they say, I lost my father, I am from Senegal, or I'm from any other country, usually West African countries, and I lost my father, I have this amount of millions of dollars in my account, and please, I'm looking for a partner, and you're the chosen one, blah, 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 and so on. So they come up with a very good story that will convince you into being committed, and eventually it will involve you giving out money later on. So that is, or someone sending you stuff that they have sending you items, and then if you are trying to wait for them, the item will be stuck somewhere in a certain airport, and then people will, we have your items, and we need some money because they have valuables, you understand? So that's another pretext story. And then baiting is just like baiting, yeah. Maybe they put something that's, so it falls under phishing anyway. Then watering hole is, if they've seen you have done a lot of this stuff, what they will do is they will see which website you visit a lot. So if you are visiting that website will be cloned or faked. Then you will be sent, if it is your banking online banking website that you usually go to, then it will be infected. So when you go there, you will be infected with malware. So the poison where you go, sometimes it's called DNS poisoning, where you usually go, or they poison it, or they create another one, then they poison it, and it will look like the original one where you usually go. So always type the URL. So the tips on how you can protect yourself: turn your spam filter. It will help you to avoid unnecessary spam from entering your inbox. Learn how to spot phishing emails. Always inspect the URL where it is coming from, hover around it before you move on, or ask the person that sends it, if this is someone you know, that they actually send you that. Turn macros off. There is a feature in Microsoft Word that is called macros. So it is usually off by default, especially with the latest versions of Microsoft Windows. So there are documents that are created. So you will be someone will send you a Word document or a PDF or an Excel sheet or any other document. And then they say, please open this document, or you download it. So if you download it, they will convince you to download it. If you download it, then from there, if you're trying to open it, your Windows Defender or your computer system will tell you that, please yeah, definitely we'll share them. So it will tell you that, please turn on macros so that you can open or you can view the document. The moment you turn macros on, then you have given the malicious software an access to control your system. So if anything asks you to turn off macros on, then that is a red flag. Then don't respond. Always ignore if you are if you have suspicions about certain email or a certain text or someone that is trying to persuade, so you talk to them. And then use multi-factor authentication or two-factor authentication. This is a security beyond password. So if any person has your and you turn it on, you will be sent a code so that you verify that you're the one who password. So that is the importance. It's a security beyond password. It is like asking if you're really the one who puts in. However, nowadays they also bypass it by asking you that, please send me the code that was sent to you by Facebook. It is my code. It is not their code. It's always your code and will always be your code. So always be careful. Then don't open emails and attachment from suspicious sources. I think I've talked about that. Be wary of tempting offers. Anything that is always too good to be true, is that one is an exploitation of greed. You trying to make quick money. So keep your antivirus, anti-malware software updated. It will help you prevent a lot of these things if maybe you bypass them. So mobile security is strategic, is the strategy, infrastructure, mobile and software used to protect any device that troubles with users, including smartphones, tablet, and cybersecurity for mobile devices include protecting data on the local device and the device connected endpoint, networking equipment as much as this. So sometimes it's also good to protect your mobile, because assuming you don't have a password on your mobile, and then you have videos that are embarrassing, they will end up being on the messenger, and then you will be exposed terribly. That is how some people's video go out. So best practice is use a VPN. A VPN is a virtual private network, establishes encryption to your network. So all data transfer is encrypted and therefore unreadable to prying eyes. Use software that wants people not to click on links. This is the fastest way to end up with hardware on a mobile device. So use a software that wants you. Or you use the right browser. For example, I use a DuckDuckGo on my phone to search, and you can combine DuckDuckGo with Chrome if you like the interface of Chrome. So you can then you add it as an extension so that you are able to browse smoothly. Then Modern, never save passwords in your mobile device browsers. It's inconvenient. Type in a complex password, but the mobile is stolen or borrowed. So we have a lot of Toronto here. People will have access to your company's data. So don't always save them. Modern mobile devices, especially smartphone, come with equipped built-in encryption features that can be enabled to enter a password or a pattern and so on. So these are very good features. Make use of them. Educating and instructing employees on the dangers towards this, what we're doing right now is very important. So don't sleep on knowledge, spread it to others or your colleagues at work. Then always update your device operating system to keep up with the latest secure system patches. You see, most of the time, computers or your mobile phones usually have security updates. They ask, no, they say updates. So always update. The main reason why they update, there are two reasons: to fix security vulnerabilities that might have occurred or have been discovered, and also to improve performance. So it is very important that you always patch or update your phone or your computer. So like unlicensed software. So let's talk about unlicensed software. Unlicensed software is the market pirated software is just huge, and scammers, consumers usually fall for the trap to get real software product. For example, the Microsoft Office that you are using. Sometime, or maybe you have ever come across it, that yours is locked. Even if the typing place open, it cannot type. It means you're using a pirated software. So you always use the genuine one. Buy the real software. If you cannot buy, then go for open source. Use an open source tool. Like, for example, if you're using Linux, Linux is an open source that has all the features that maybe Windows has, but it is free. So yeah, but although it is complicated, but if it is complicated for you, always try to have, don't go for cheap things, because you will lose a lot of data because pirated software is not supported or does not have security updates or performance update. It is like that, and it can be exploited by hackers anytime. So be it your Microsoft Office or the Windows that you're using, they are very common here in Juba. And in Windows, you see down at the bottom right corner of your computer most time that your Windows expired. Please update. That is a sign of a pirated software. So so it's just not morally right. It's not moral right, because you are stealing. You're committing a crime by using someone's product without paying for it. You're not supporting them. No new update, likelihood of malware infection. You are not supporting the developers. Possible of legal action if your phone using it. So let's talk of email security. Email is a critical component of organizational communication because it enables users to communicate quickly, easily, and variety of devices. Further, can be used to send money. Many types of media and communication can be tracked, stored, and organized. So email security is important because email contains sensitive information. It is used by encryption. It is used by everyone in an organization, and it is therefore one of the company's largest targets for attacks. Because assuming if you are working in a private company and then a hacker get to come in the middle of your emails, they can use that against you as a competitor to disorganize your markets. So common email threats, social engineering, I've talked about it. Third-party breaches, malware, fake website that steal or infect devices, man in the middle, spams, and so on. So social engineering has already been explained. Let's talk about third-party breaches. Third-party breaches happen when you are maybe searching for a PDF on how to do something or any other document you're searching online. And then for you to view it, they'll ask you to sign up. You end up signing up using and then they give you option to either sign up using your Facebook or Twitter or your email. So most time people go for email. So the moment you go for email, to mean you have given in your email address and your login, let's say your password. So if that website get hacked, all your data or all your password will be found in the database, and then people can take them, then go and use to log in as you. So that is the meaning of third-party breaches. Fake website is like the watering hole thing. Malware is a malicious software that is designed to perform different functions, either to steal passwords or to capture keystrokes on your website, on your keyboard, or to delete your files, depend with the specification or how it was designed to perform. Then mine in the middle explain spams are emails that are not needed, but they target you anyhow. They are annoying, they just fill up with, and sometimes they can just send you, you end up clicking on malware that was advertised on by them. So best email practices: generate strong password and enable multi-factor authentication. I explained that. Educate, use security awareness training and phishing, like what we're doing. Micro learning to educate, train, and change behavior. Update the devices you use to log in. Only use trusted Wi-Fi network. And if you must use a public Wi-Fi, get a private virtual network so that any information you are entering will be passing through a protected pipe and no one should come between and seize it. Then always investigate emails before clicking. Always investigate. That is not negotiable. Never give away personal info in an email, or never send a password using an email. Then malicious software is an umbrella term that describes any malicious software or code that is harmful to system. How can I tell that I have a malware infection? Your computer slows down, your screen is inundated with annoying adverts, your system crashes, you notice a mysterious loss of disk space. There is a weird increase in your system's internet activity. Your browser settings change, your antivirus products stop working, you lose access to your files or entire computer. So common type of malware, spyware, it is usually designed to only to spy or get information, and it runs on the background, so you cannot know it. Trojan horse is just like the name. It can be pretend to be a nice app or an app that you're using for good things. For example, you can download that app as an app that design pictures or make your pictures look good, but it is harvesting personal information or credentials on the background. Virus is what we all know. Then ransomware, this is a type that encrypts or lock your files on your machine, and then for you to access them, they usually demand a ransom. So it's like kidnapping your files and then ask you for payment so that you can access those files. I wish if you pay, most cases that they will still come back or they might not even open for you. The rootkit, and then keyloggers capture keystrokes. Worms are like viruses, but they replicate themselves alone. Hardware, rootkits, they enable remote access to your computer, so they can control your computer from far. Then hardware, they come in form of advertisement, but they have malicious intents. So how to prevent malware? Pay attention to the domain and be wary of the site that isn't top level domain. So for example, .com, .mil, .net, .org, .biz, .name, and a few. Use a strong password and multi-factor authentication. A password manager can be a big help. So earlier on, I emphasize on you not using your password. So if you cannot remember all the password, use a password manager. Password manager will store all the passwords for you. It can even help generate passwords for you. But what it can ask of you is just to remember one master password so that you can access the rest of the passwords. Avoid clicking on pop-ups ad while browsing the internet. Don't always panic. Be calm and try to ask for help if you're not sure. Avoid opening emails and attachments from unknown sources because they usually deliver malware through emails mostly, and it can come as a Word document, a PDF, or any other document, or they give you a link that will install that automatically. Then Do not click on strange and verify links in email, text, and social media messages. Text always, like I said before, will cause smishing. Yes. So do not download software from untrusted website or peer-to-peer file transfer. Like what people usually do in share it. It's not good. It's not good security wise. So download software from trusted. If you're using your phone, always download from the Play Store. If you're using Apple iOS, you download from the App Store and so on. Yes. Stick to official apps from, I've just talked about that one. Make sure your operating system browsers and plugins are patched and up to date. Use the right browser and make sure it is also updated to improve security and performance. Delete any program you do not use anymore. Back up your data regularly. If your files become damaged, corrupt, encrypted, or otherwise inaccessible, you will be covered. Nowadays, there is a simple backup. You can back up your stuff on Google Drive. You're all using Google. So Google Drive is something that you should try to help keep your files. Or if you don't want that, you can keep back up your stuff that are very sensitive in an external drive, so that even if it is Toronto that take your stuff, you can always have a backup information to continue with whatever you're doing. Download and install cybersecurity program that actively scans and block threats. I'm talking about antivirus, anti-malware, and so on. Removable media is a portable device like a USB drive that can be connected to a computer, a network, or an information system that uses for transporting and storing data. It is convenient, cost-effective, and is available in many sizes. So it is nowadays abused, you know, so people can put in viruses. So you come and connect a removable media to your machine and you try to, and then it end up deleting your files. So that is one. Another way, it can be designed in a way that, or they program that removable media to have a backdoor inside. So the moment you're logging in, it will open a session, a remote session somewhere, and then someone can access, control your computer, and even delete stuff or even take photos of you and so on. So install, run, and update anti-malware on your computer. Do not enable auto run features. These features are automatically run whenever programs are installed on the media or device. So delete data on your computer, media devices once it is usefulness has expired. Redundancy of data result into potential risk. Use a data blocker, use strong password, and rotate them if you suspect they have been compromised. But I suggest, you know, it's good to always change your password after 3 months. Always change your passwords. Internet browse security. Internet browse security. Just a minute. Sorry guys. Yeah. So, you know, sometimes the browser you're using can help you and can put you in trouble. So we have a lot of browsers. We have Chrome, we have Microsoft Edge that usually comes with Windows machine, Internet Explorer, but Internet Explorer is no longer supported. So if you're using it, please delete it completely. It's not supported anymore. So then there is Brave, there is DuckDuckGo, there is the Start Page, there is Firefox. So use the right browser or add the appropriate extension. So if you like using Chrome, for example, there are beautiful privacy-oriented extension that can provide, they can keep up your security. What do I mean by this? Like they help you in a way that sometimes, you know, we share our phones, or you give someone, if someone asks you that, please let me Google something using your phone, And if you have the right browser, that browser will help you remove your search history. For example, it is it is very embarrassing if maybe you've been searching about pornography and then you give someone to search, maybe you are in charge or one of your church members to search for something on it, then they see that you are searching about phone. It is very, very embarrassing. So it is nice to use the right browser that can remove, clear your history or does not keep what you have been searching for. DuckDuckGo is good, Brave is good, and then Firefox is good, but you have to manually set it the way you want it to be working. Then use a password manager. I've explained it. Regularly updating your computer system to improve performance and security. Don't browse torrents. Torrent sites are usually hosting because there are people like downloading movies, especially on the torrent side. So if you're downloading movies on a torrent site, you are likely to get malicious software. So use antivirus protection, different emails account, clear your cache data or clear your browser history that helps you from being embarrassed. Public Wi-Fi may not be trustworthy. They could share your information to other companies who operate in the country without any data protection. So what you need to do, what you may not know who is watching you while you're offline. What to do not use online banking, use your data. If you are suspicious, do not conduct any purchases, use a virtual private network if you are suspicious. So this is how encryption look, for example, and this is the importance of using an encryption or using a visual private network if you suspect that the public Wi-Fi you're using is not secure. So it's public Wi-Fi in general is not secure because people are using it and people could be monitoring your information or man in the middle could happen. For example, you can see here, there is the word hold my beer. So if I'm sending you hold my beer and then I'm sending you a link to oh, sorry guys. We're almost done. We are almost done. Can you all see now? So if you're using a if you're using a virtually private network or a VPN or using your data, it means that whatever information you are sending will be seen by the third party or the hacker in this manner. So it will not make sense. They cannot modify or see it. So they will not be able to abuse the confidentiality because the message is not in its original form, or they will not abuse integrity because they will not modify what they do not know the meaning, what it means. So hold my beer and then it pass through a pipe to the recipient, hold my beer. This is actually how WhatsApp works. So no one is supposed to see it. According to the meta guys, they say that even them, they do not see, or that is not what we're not sure because the code is not open source. So if you are seeing, if you are to do something with sensitive information on a public Wi-Fi, please use a VPN so that it makes your information secure this way. Thank you. Unless you have a question, I'm ready to answer you. Questions? Questions, guys?
Yeah, I have one question.
Yeah.
How do you identify fake mails? I mean, fake emails.
Fake emails, because how you can identify it is if the address itself is not familiar to you, like you have not seen it before, or the address itself is you see, one thing they do, for example, if your name is Deng, for example, if I say Deng at safetycom.org, that is my email, then they can replace G with Q, which looks similar. So you have to be very, very, very cautious. You have to be expecting that email. You have to do offline verification from the person who sends it. If you are suspecting that the email in question is asking for personal information or is asking you to do a certain transaction. So anything that involves a certain transaction really should trigger your minds. And then so another way you can is I don't know, maybe one time there will be yes, someone says there is urgency. Sometimes they like using generic dear instead of your name. Yeah, and then they like using the word kindly. It's very common in their vocabulary. So when you hover, I don't understand, I don't know if you know the word hovering. If you're hovering around the link, what I mean by hovering is like, for example, here you can see I am moving the cursor around this word everyone. You understand? So if you are hovering like this around that email address, you realize that down here, maybe where you can see, maybe where the Safetycom logo is, if assuming it is an email, you'll see that the information here is not the same with the name that is at the top. Or if it is a link and you are hovering around that link, you see that where they are directing you is completely different from the address that is written up. Then from there, you can know that. Then another way, if it is a link or it is a file, there is an online platform. It is called VirusTotal. VirusTotal. So VirusTotal, I have put it in the comment. So if you open VirusTotal, it has 3 for the links, for the PDF or a document. So you can upload it there if you're not sure. And then VirusTotal will tell you that this link is malicious or this file is malicious. VirusTotal will be able to help you. And then from there, and you copying the link does not mean you have downloaded it. So you can copy without downloading it. You just put there and then you say, you right click and then you put the copy and then you go and paste it in the VirusTotal website. It will help you to detect it. Yeah, so I think I've answered that one. How do you clear your browser histories? I think you can Google that one. It will help. It will help. Is it risky to use Droid VPN? No, VPN varies. There are VPNs who give out logs depending on the country you are in, but there are those that are good. So I have never used Droid VPN, but if it's a VPN, it's a VPN. But I prefer you using a VPN that is paid. So if you're paid for it, at least they'll try to make sure that you're doing the right thing or you are protected enough compared to maybe if you're using a pre one. Yes. So how you can clear your browser history is okay, let me try to share the screen again. Let me stop this and then let me share again. Let me share again. Just a minute, guys. All right. Okay. So let's say resume new share. New share. You can see this, right? Yeah?
No, we are not seeing it. We are only seeing thank you.
They are not seeing.
Okay, I have stopped the sharing. Let me see again.
We
Can
are
you
only
see
seeing
now?
E. No,
Yeah, we are seeing.
You're not
we are
seeing my
seeing it.
browser.
We are
We are
now seeing
seeing
it. Continue.
Yeah.
DuckDuckGo.
Yeah. So I'm using Chrome, but I have added DuckDuckGo as an extension. So I was telling you before. So if you want to add an extension to your browser, so you can search for it here. So you can I say there is a, let's say DuckDuck. Let's say Chrome. You write Chrome extensions, and then when the Chrome extension icon comes in, you click to Chrome Web Store, and then you can come up here and then you search. So let's say DuckDuckGo, like the one. So then you say DuckDuckGo Privacy Essentials. So here it is. So I click it. So you can see it is already added. That's why it's giving me an option of remove from Chrome. But if it was not added, you will see an option of you adding it here. Add it to your Chrome, and then it will appear the way mine was appearing. Or if it's not DuckDuckGo, you can search for a start page as an extension. Yeah. So start page is here. So it's a privacy search engine. It is open source, and so you can add it to Chrome. But I'm using a privacy-oriented search engine already, so I'm not going to add it. But for your case, you can add it if you don't want to use DuckDuckGo, but it's good as well. Then on the browser itself, or the I like Brave. I don't know if it has an extension, but Brave is good. So there is Brave Search, so it's good. And then before you add an extension of any extension you are adding, it's just like you adding an app on the App Store. Sometimes you need to search and you see what people are saying about that. Like the reviews are very important. So, and then you add that. And for your for you, someone was saying adding, I mean, how do you clear your browser history? So you come here at the top, you see these three dots, you click, and then you come to settings, right? So when you come to settings, let's say you come privacy and security. It might appear different if you're using a different browser, but I am doing it because I'm using Chrome. So, and then from here, if you click privacy and security, you'll find clear browsing data and cookies and other side data as well. So you open clear browsing history. Then from here, you will say clear data. But how long, what data do you want to clear? Like if you have never cleared it, there is an option of time range here. You will say last hour, last 24 hours, 7 days, all time, if you have never done it. If it is all time, you just say clear data. And then from there, your browsing history will be cleared. Everything that you search for will never be seen. And then you will start another one again. So, but you can set it to be automatic if you're using DuckDuckGo like this. I'm just clearing this, but I don't have any browsing history here. So I think I've answered the question about that. Then another thing, I was showing you, I was telling you about you using to sign up to a third-party app for your email, and the third-party side getting hacked, and then your credentials being harvested from there. So they are, if you want to download something, you can sign up for disposable emails. They are disposable emails that expire, and these disposable emails help you from the spams. Like, you will not be getting adverts that you don't need, unnecessary emails from sites that you once used to maybe download a document that you wanted to use for work. So disposable emails are very easy, they expire. So you sign up for a disposable email with any fake name, or even if it's your real name, they expire. They start from, let's say, they are those ones that expire after 10 minutes or after 1 week, or depend with how you wanted them to expire. So once you use them, they can expire, and then like your real email that you use for work or your other stuff will not be disturbed. So one example, I know there are some examples. There is temp mail. I don't know, this one is not showing enough examples. So this one, the temp mail one, it expires after 2 weeks, depending, 2 days, and so on. Or let's say 5 disposable email service free temporary emails. So you can use them to download any document, and your real email will not be affected if there is a breach on the site. So there is 10-minute email, 10-minute mail, a quick, simple, and effective service, ideal for use with site that requires verification. And then temp mail offers premium option for folks wanting to banish ads and increase the storage time. Then Proton Mail expires based on settings, then offers more than disposable emails, especially if you upgrade to premium account. Gorilla, and then and so on. So what are they like? Order to claim, like in order to claim a spot in top 5, the disposable email provider has few important criteria. Security, that means like if they expire, they do expire. Then automation, ease of use as well, so that if you're using it, so you can see 10-minute mail is there given. And then temp, there is another one called YOP, YOP. So there are a lot of them. So that is the last thing I wanted to show you, maybe before.
How do you determine the spyware on your device?
I just told you that if I gave you the signs earlier on, your computer could be slow, or you notice that maybe your account has been breached and you don't remember. So there is a site called Have I Been Phoned? You can see this site. So Have I Been Phoned is a site where you check your email if it has been involved in any data breach, for example. Yeah. So on the signs of how you have a spyware, I gave them on the topic of malware. You can go and revisit the slides. So let's say my email is let's say info@safetycom.org. Yeah. So check, assuming this is your email you're putting, you check if it has been found, and then it says good news, no phone page, no breach account, or no paste subscribe to such sensitive information. So here my email has not been. So here also, if you notice that you did not post your password anywhere and there is something suspicious that is happening, you can come and check here, and then it will be shown that maybe you were involved in a certain breach through a third-party app, and then there you can see how you can notify your contacts and change. Then I also talk of VirusTotal. So VirusTotal is here. So this is not the first link where it is here in the third link. So VirusTotal can help you if there are files that are already in your computer and you're suspicious about them, you downloaded them, you bring them to VirusTotal here, and then from here you can upload them. So if it is a file, you can choose a file. There is I don't know, my internet is a little bit slow, but there are usually 3. So there is the one for the file, there is the one for please could you explain to me what website that use cookies do to your data when accessing information? So I talk of a watering hole earlier on. So cookies directs someone that of the website you have been visiting. So that is the dangers of cookies. Yes. And the cookies also sell that information maybe to other sites so that you are targeted with ads, unnecessary ads, and so on. So in some countries, cookies are selective. So you're given a choice. Maybe now, if you go and access a site that is a European site, then yes, you accept cookies if you know you're not doing any sensitive information there. Any European site, they'll give you 2 options. They say accept all or accept some cookies. So that's because people were abusing them and they sell cookies so that you're targeted with ads and so on. Or you're targeted with things like watering hole or DNS spoofing. Yes. Anyway, cybersecurity is vast. We can talk about it until late, and it will never be done because every part comes with its own. So, but this is basic stuff, and maybe next time I can go a little bit deeper if maybe you happen to attend one of our live trainings. Yes. So, but I hope you have learned something, so that you can go and try to share to other people, and yeah, you become the right digital citizen to inseminate knowledge. Yes. So that is all from me. You can go and walk through someone. All right, you are welcome. So you can go and walk through the presentation, and then you can reach out to me through this. You can reach out to me through the Septicom page if there is anything that you need, as well as most of you are in that WhatsApp group. So I'm in that WhatsApp group as well. So you can see how you can reach out to me and then ask for questions and I will answer you. Otherwise, thank you so much for coming through. And my apologies earlier on the network, but I'm glad we were able to rectify the thing in the end. I'm actually doing the training in the car right now. So maybe over to you, Vida.
Oh, great. Thank you so much, Arik, for managing to finish up the session, and to everyone. I hope you've learned a couple of points on digital rights as well as digital security. And I hope that if this is your first time attending this sort of training, you've picked 1 or 3 things that you go out and then change some of the practices that you have as a citizen of the internet. This is a 2-day training, and our next session is tomorrow at the same time from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Juba time. Please do join early enough at exactly 2 so that we are able to finish up. If you have any other questions, you can put them in the chat box. Like we said earlier, this training was organized by DeFi Head Now in partnership with the collaboration on international ICT policy for East and Southern Africa as part of the digital rights and fact-checking empowerment in South Sudan with support from the Africa Digital Rights Fund. Arik, I have been knocked out of my
my other account, so you can just stop the meeting. You can stop the meeting for all people and enjoy your evening.
All right. Enjoy your evening, everyone. Someone is saying they have attendance problem.
I don't know what the problem is. We can look at that tomorrow.
Okay.
You just end the meeting for all people.
All right.